Well, good morning. This is Micah Young with Micah Young Podcast. I want to thank you for listening in today. And I just want to take a couple of minutes. This is going to be pretty short to just share something with you that I hope will encourage you. The last couple of podcasts, we've been doing them on the issue of shame and what a horrible influence it is on our life and how it's been interjected into humanity and how most of us live with some sense of shame and how it paralyzes us in our relationship with the Lord and causes us to doubt His love for us, causes us to doubt His approval for us. And we've shared some things on it, and we're going to be sharing some more. But there's one thing I wanted to just point out today and emphasize to you is that there is no formula for becoming free from shame. We live in our Western culture is very deductive oriented, and we live with A plus B equals C, and we transfer that perspective over to God, and we say, if I do A and B, then I'm going to get C as the results. And God is not manipulated that way. It doesn't work that way. And so I want you to understand that there are no formulas for being free from shame. The things that we share about God's perspective of us that are the answers to shame are not something that we can just read and say, okay, I've got that now, I understand that. It would be no different than just thinking that because I watch this podcast now, I'm free from shame. The freedom of shame in our life comes from the awareness of God's love for us. And as we see the things that God has done to accomplish or to express His love, as we see the things at the cross that God did to express His love to us and His perspective of us, all of that comes out of His love for us. And so just having the information about it is not going to free us from shame. What will free us from shame is as we recognize that these expressions are expressions of His love for us. And as I learn to live in the awareness of His presence, as I learn to just let Him love on me as expressed through these particular things, shame begins to drop off and shame becomes less of a factor in our life. It's always about relationship with Him, and it always drives us back into intimacy with Him and fellowship with Him. So I want to encourage you as you hear these things to not just check them off, as something you've heard, but to embrace them and go before the Father in the secret place and ask Him to make real to you the things that He shows you about His perspective. Ask Him to show you, how is this an expression of your love for me? And let Him reveal Himself to you. And how God reveals Himself to us is as different and varied as there are individuals. I mean, what He shows His love for me and how He reveals Himself to me may not even be a blip on your radar, but it's specific to me and the need in my life and the need in my heart. But it comes out of fellowship with Him. It doesn't come out of more information. It comes out of allowing Him to love on us with that unconditional love. It says no matter what we've done, He still loves us. No matter how many times we've allowed shame to control and influence our life. No matter how many times we've even used shame to control and manipulate other people, He still loves me. But it's not living in the mental understanding of that. It's living in the awareness in my soul and my spirit of that, of how much He loves me. And that only comes by revelation. And that revelation comes as He personally reveals that to me. So I want to challenge you and encourage you, whatever you want to call it, to take these truths that we share and that we have shared and take them before the Father. Go to the secret place and ask Him to make those real to you and show us how is an expression of His love for us. And I can promise you this, as He reveals Himself to us and He reveals His love to us, shame becomes less of a factor and less of an influence in our life. We don't live with that spiritual tar, that yuckiness that comes because of the things that we've done in the past or the things that have been done to us. That begins to reveal to us how much he loves for us. Wayne Jacobson said something in one of his books that I thought was profound. He says, every human dysfunction is the result of living as if we are not loved. That's a quote out of his book, Finding Church. And that's absolutely true. This sense of shame that we have finds root in us because we are deficient in the awareness of how much God loves us. And so I want to encourage you to take it back to him, take it back to relationship. Don't try to divorce it from just things, ABC 1, 2, 3, that you can do and you're going to be free from shame. It comes out of that experience and out of that relationship with him, of him affirming us and approving us and revealing his love to us and letting us know that his perspective of us is not our perspective of ourselves. And it's certainly not someone else's perspective of us. So as we continue these in the next couple of podcasts, I want to encourage you to do that, to just take it to his presence and let him reveal it to you, what he really wants to show you of his love and how much he cares for you. So God bless you, and thank you for listening today.